Hi, Noah Villaverde of Heroic Hollywood.
Hi, Noah.
Hi, Destin. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well also. First of all, I just wanted to say I'm really enjoyed the film. And as a Filipino American, seeing such quality Asian representation on display from a big superhero film like this one resonated deeply with me. Just want to let you know
Uh,
that.
that's wonderful. Thank you.
Well, I just wanted to ask first off, you crafted the story along with Dave Callahan, who has worked on scripts for numerous action and comic book movies. What were the unique sensibilities that you both brought to this film, given that you both worked in different genres previously, with your work in more intimate character dramas compared to his action film stories?
I mean, working with Dave was a really fun process. I think as writers, we all bring our shared experience that we've had throughout our lives, and that was something because Dave is Chinese American and I'm Japanese American. Where growing up in Hawaii, we brought this, you know, this wealth of personal experience to this project that was really fun to throw ideas around and see what sticks onto the page. And I honestly couldn't have asked for a better collaborator. It was really fun to work with him.
That's wonderful to hear. Now, it's an honor to interview you, and also in the fact that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has brought in not only you but also Chloe Zhao. You are both the first two Asian directors to helm films for the Marvel Studios, and I was wondering if you had any conversations with Chloe in any way, or if you ever actually had a chance to see anything from the Eternals, and if there's anything that you admire from her filmmaking and her sensibilities as well.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't admire Chloe Zhao? Her movies have, I don't know, they struck a chord in me that I didn't even know existed. There's something about her films that just work their way into your bones and sit with you for weeks after watching them. And she does it so quietly and seemingly effortlessly. There and when I actually was just hanging out with her on the red carpet. She came to our premiere and she just has such a um, gentle spirit about her. She's a wonderful presence to be around. Um, yeah, but I have not seen anything from the Eternals except what everyone else has seen online.
Yeah, it's definitely something that a lot of us are definitely looking forward to. It's a nice step in the right direction, obviously, with her and also Gemma Chan, like with you and Simu and the rest of the cast of Shang-Chi. And in regards to that, I am a big fan of your previous work with Short Term 12 in particular, one of my favorite films of the 2010s, actually. And I just wanted to ask, that film was a great showcase for actors like Brie Larson, Rami Malek, Lakeith Stanfield, and Caitlin Dever, who've all gone on to big success since then, as have you have. And you've worked with Brie Larson on all of your films prior to Shang-Chi. And I was wondering if you were interested in directing Brie as Captain Marvel and Simu Liu as Shang-Chi together in a team-up film in the future, perhaps. Would that interest you, given
Ooh,
your previous working relationship with Brie?
sure, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I really loved what you've done with her with your previous films with The Glass Castle and Just Mercy. Just saying, I think you would really bring great performances out of them, and I'm curious to see what kind of chemistry they would have on screen together.
Cool. That I mean that sounds like a good pitch. You should shoot that up to Kevin and see what he thinks.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Well, I also wanted to ask because given that you've been working on like smaller character dramas, with the three films that I mentioned, the Short Term 12, Glass Castle, and Just Mercy, you jumped into the biggest franchise in the world here. And that must sound pretty intimidating at first. And I just got to ask, given that you're focused mostly on just working on wonderful, deep characters, what was the transition from directing those kinds of films to a big Marvel Studios film? What was that jump like? What was that transition like?
Yeah, it's definitely a big transition going from smaller dramas to a big action movie like this. There's a lot of things that I have not done before in my career, but I the MCU, I think we're all in love with these characters because they put so much emphasis on the relationships between these characters, on the inner journeys that these characters are going on. And those journeys are things that we can relate to. And I think that's why we love these superheroes, isn't because they're perfect, it's because they're extremely flawed, and we watch them struggle, and we watch them get through things that we struggle with. So with that in mind, it's like a kind of, it feels like a huge leap because there are big parts of it that are a big leap, but there also is a lot of there's a real reason why I think Marvel loves to tap into directors who are doing character driven work, because that's what they want to infuse into their movies.
So you had the opportunity to work with the legendary Tony Leung, and I just wanted to know because a lot of Marvel Studios fans they may be introduced to him through this film, but is there any films of his you would like for fans to introduce themselves to before maybe checking out your film?
Yeah, I mean, I think when the first movie I saw that Tony was in was Chungking Express, which blew me away and got me kind of hooked on Tony, and also so I would just go down the Tony rabbit hole like I did. In the Mood for Love was the second thing that I saw. If you want to see him in a martial arts movie, you can watch The Grandmaster. But that's a start. There's so many more to see to understand the legend of Tony Leung and why people admire him so much.